fire. It has been a good elections for Malaysia. Because a lot of the issues have come up and people can talk about it, people can debate, and there's no more the kind of suppression that was in Mahathir's era or even here. So you can look at the kind of civil dialogue opening up. For Singapore, it has been a good election because we have people with whom we have done business and we will continue to do business. And so that's my take on it.
So the train will happen?
Yeah, train will happen. unless Najib is delayed.
I'll just say that for an observer, it will be a fascinating year. But again, like Remy suggested, think back to what happened after 2008, all the excitement and uncertainties.
You've got to explain why 2008
Yeah.
You too Melayu for me, you know. It is real dope, you know. So, you know.
No, because I guess I had hoped that Anwar would say I am now a professor at some US university. The moment he said I'm going to do rallies, etc., they're already calling it Anwar Spring in the pro-Anwar blogs. That means, if you ask me, it's more of the same politicking until the next election.
No, I've known Anwar for 30 years. He's always been a rebel, with or without cause. Without cause. And his capacity to transform himself. When in the dark days, then he came out and he became a Renaissance man. He goes to the Middle East, he becomes a moderate theologian and all that. So he's a fascinating character.
Just very quickly, it will be interesting whether the DAP will go along with Anwar's now sort of the indications that he's going to agitate further, because the DAP has done well. The question is whether you consolidate what you have or you still want to push it. But having said that, a DAP friend of mine did mention this, that they realize that these rallies, which are very well attended, is the best way to raise funds for the party, more than any other method that they have had. And I'm sure DAP is not the only party that has realized that in opposition.
What was curious was that here was Anwar saying the whole elections was ultra-virus, but very soon, Penang, almost immediately, when installed its chief minister, Kelantan did the same thing. So DAP has accepted, PAS has accepted. Only in Kedah, only in Selangor, where it is the power that be has not been able to resolve.
I think Malaysia is going to be a journalist delight for the rest of the year. I don't think there'll be any shortage of stories to write, which is of course good for us in the business. I think you're going to have a slightly distracted Prime Minister. That could slow some of the economic initiatives. Malaysia is probably one of the highest debt to GDP ratios in this part of the world. It's 53% now. I suspect that it's not going to come off from that figure. It might get worse. I don't play the stock market, but if I bought on Monday, I've been happy and I'll just leave it there. I don't think I'm going to sell Malaysia, but I don't see myself buying Malaysian stocks for the rest of the year. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't quite get the answer that I wanted, so I'm going to try again. Because I'm going to put it to the floor. Do you see Malaysia headed towards greater polarization? Or do you see Malaysia headed towards a bit more reconciliation? That's really what I want to know. Will it become a very divided country? very polarized between races, between urban, rural divide, between parties. You know, which way do you see it?
Can I be safe? Okay, quickly. No, okay. I think that if you look at the early indicators on this issue of polarization, basically my view is this: yes, it will become more polarized. UMNO is polarizing it, and they will blame it on the opposition.
I think they muddle through beautifully. Malaysians are lovely people. They know how far to go and not push further, and they'll find space to. So they will
Muddle through.
muddle through beautifully.
Sometimes polarized, sometimes not polarized. Kadang-kadang polarized, kadang-kadang. Okay, go ahead.
If you look at the US politics, I think it's going to be like that. Half will be Democrats, half Republicans, and no matter what the other side do is always wrong, you know. But so long as it's peaceful, I'm happy.
I think the polarization is not going to be too pernicious. I think there's divergence between generations, between the young and the old, between town and country. And beyond that, racially, I don't think it exists. You know? I think one reason why we have this result is because nations are more like each other. Various races are more like each other than ever before. So that doesn't worry me at all. Okay.
Thank you. Will you please join me in thanking